The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho is a philosophical novel that tells the story of Santiago, a young Andalusian shepherd who dreams of finding a hidden treasure located near the Egyptian pyramids. The book explores themes of destiny, personal legend, and spiritual growth. Santiago sets out on a journey to follow his dream and pursue his personal legend, what he is truly meant to do in life. Along the way, he meets several people who guide and influence him. The novel blends magic, mysticism, wisdom, and wonder, using simple yet profound language to encourage readers to pursue their dreams fearlessly and to trust in the path laid out for them by the universe. Atomic Habits by James Clear is a best-selling self-help book that explores the science of habit formation and how small, consistent changes can lead to extraordinary results over time. The title refers to the idea that habits are like atoms, tiny, fundamental units that make up the larger system of your life. By focusing on making minor improvements every day, you can transform your habits and ultimately, your identity. One of the key messages of the book is that you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Instead of obsessing over goals, Clear encourages readers to build strong systems, routines and environments that support the person they want to become. Self-Compassion by Kristin Neff is a groundbreaking book that introduces the concept of treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding you would offer a good friend. Drawing on years of research and personal experience, Neff argues that self-compassion, not self-criticism, is the key to lasting emotional well-being, resilience, and motivation. Neff explains how self-compassion can reduce anxiety, depression, and perfectionism, while also improving relationships and personal growth. With exercises, examples, and research-backed insights, self-compassion offers a powerful alternative to the inner critic and promotes a healthier, more accepting way of living. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl is a profound psychological memoir by Viktor E. Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. The book is part personal narrative, part exploration of his theory called logotherapy, which centers on the idea that the primary human drive is the search for meaning in life. In the first part, Frankl recounts his harrowing experiences in Nazi concentration camps, including Auschwitz. Rather than focusing on the physical atrocities, he explores the mental and emotional struggles of prisoners, highlighting how those who found a deeper purpose were more likely to survive. In the second part, he outlines logotherapy, which teaches that life always holds meaning, even in suffering, and that individuals can endure almost anything if they understand why they must. The book is ultimately a message of hope. No matter the circumstances, we can choose our attitude and find purpose. The Power of Now is a spiritual guide by Eckhart Tolle that focuses on the importance of living fully in the present moment. The book teaches that most human suffering comes from being stuck in the past or worrying about the future, rather than experiencing the now. Tolle explains that the mind often distracts us with thoughts, fears, and regrets, which creates stress and unhappiness. By becoming more aware of our thoughts and observing them without judgment, we can break free from this mental noise. The Power of Now blends spiritual wisdom with practical guidance, offering a path to enlightenment through awareness and acceptance of the present. Beloved by Toni Morrison is a powerful and haunting novel about the legacy of slavery and the struggle for freedom, identity, and healing. Set after the American Civil War, the story follows Setha, a formerly enslaved woman living in Cincinnati, who is haunted, literally and emotionally, by the trauma of her past. Setha's home is disturbed by the presence of a mysterious and supernatural figure named Beloved, who may be the ghost of her dead daughter. As the novel unfolds, Morrison explores how the horrors of slavery affect memory, motherhood, and the ability to love and forgive. With lyrical prose and deep emotional insight, Beloved delves into the pain of history while also showing the resilience of the human spirit. It is widely regarded as one of the most important works of American literature. Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe is a classic novel that explores the clash between traditional African culture and the forces of colonialism and Christianity. Set in pre-colonial Nigeria, the story centers on Okonkwo, a respected Igbo warrior and leader who is determined to uphold his people's customs and prove his strength. As British missionaries and colonial rule begin to change his village, Okonkwo struggles to maintain his identity and authority. His resistance to change ultimately leads to personal and cultural tragedy. Achebe uses simple yet powerful language to portray the richness of Igbo life, while also critiquing both colonialism and aspects of traditional society. Things Fall Apart is a foundational work in African literature, showing the deep impact of cultural disruption and the complexity of change. A Room of One's Own is an extended essay by Virginia Woolf, based on a series of lectures she gave in 1928. In it, Woolf explores the challenges women have historically faced in becoming writers and intellectuals. Her central argument is that a woman needs money and a room of her own, that is, financial independence and personal space, in order to create literature. Woolf examines the ways in which patriarchy, lack of education, and economic dependence have limited women's creative potential. Through fiction, history, and witty observation, she imagines the life of Judith Shakespeare, a talented sister of William Shakespeare, to illustrate how a woman of genius would have been silenced or forgotten. The essay is both a feminist classic and a powerful reflection on creativity, gender, and freedom. 100 Years of Solitude is a landmark novel by Gabriel Garcia Marquez that tells the multi-generational story of the Bundia family in the fictional town of Macondo. Blending magical realism with political and historical themes, the novel explores cycles of love, power, violence, and destiny. At the center is José Arcadio Bundia, the family patriarch, whose dreams and obsessions shape the town's origins. As generations pass, Macondo becomes a place where the extraordinary feels ordinary, ghosts walk among the living, time loops in mysterious ways, and history seems doomed to repeat itself. Marquez uses rich, poetic language and surreal elements to reflect on the nature of memory, solitude, and human folly. The novel is both a sweeping family saga and a profound commentary on Latin American identity and history. The Dispossessed is a thought-provoking science fiction novel by Ursula K. Le Guin that explores themes of freedom, society, and the struggle between individual and collective identity. The story follows Shevik, a brilliant physicist from the anarchist planet Anaris, who seeks to share his scientific discoveries with the neighboring capitalist world, Eurus. The novel challenges readers to think about what a truly free society might look like and whether perfection is ever possible. Blending science fiction with political philosophy, The Dispossessed is both a compelling narrative and a deep meditation on utopia, ambition, and human connection.